Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stephen Howe, and joining me on the platform, we have Alison Bosher, Head of Marketing at Adama. More about Alison and Adama in a few minutes. Meanwhile, it's my pleasure to welcome you to CropTec 2015, which is backed by Arable Farming, Farmers Guardian, AgriMoney and Briefing Media, the parent company of those publications, which also owns the Llama Show. Now, given that pedigree, you can expect this event to be all about knowledge exchange, and it is just that, because together with research and development and responsible independent reporting of any findings, discussing and exploring the opportunities provided by the latest technical and business ideas is an essential ingredient in the quest to remain competitive and profitable in these challenging times for the arable sector. This year's event is particularly timely. Now is the ideal opportunity to reflect on the past cropping year and to look forward, hopefully, to some higher prices. It's very topical because it covers the challenges growers face from CAP and EU reform and changes in pesticide legislation. And it's technical. You can hear about many of the latest technical innovations in our seminar program, and we'll have the opportunity to see many more on the exhibition stands. Those ideas all have at least one thing in common. They're designed to reduce your unit costs of production, increase your competitiveness and improve profitability, because managing crops for maximum economic output is essential in the roller coaster world of arable farming in order to manage cash flow at home and competition for our markets from abroad. It also means UK farmers are better placed to deal with the uncertainties outside their influence, not least of those being the ability to cope with global crop yield and price volatility, further reform of UK and European agriculture, a reduction in our pesticide armoury, and the UK's outlook on science and the role of research and development in the agricultural sector. And it's vital that our industry challenges all of those uncertainties together with a united voice. We need to forget the divisions which sometimes exist between farmers and their suppliers, because governments across Europe have turned their backs on near-market research, with a shortfall being picked up by commercial companies like Adama, which are supporting CropTec today. Now, one person who knows a great deal about the importance of marketing, our industry and science and research in both private and public sectors is Adama's Marketing Director, Alison Bosher. Alison's a graduate in environmental studies and holds a master's in crop protection from Long Ashton. Her career began as an area sales manager with Novartis, where she spent the next 18 years, followed by Syngenta, where she spent most of her time in marketing in North Europe. Alison has been with Adama for just over a year, where she heads up the company's technical and marketing teams. Alison.
Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to day 2 of CropTec 2015. As Stephen said, my name's Ali Bosher. I work for Adama UK, a leading global crop protection company operating in all the key arable sectors within the UK market. We manufacture and supply crop protection solutions from a base of 120 active ingredients, and Adama is delighted for the second year to be in headline sponsor for the CropTec event. We see the CropTec event as a catalyst to bring together agronomists, manufacturers, researchers, distributors from the food and arable industry. At CropTec, we join in recognition of common agricultural challenges, understanding that the key to overcoming them lies in sharing ideas and insights, adopting and optimizing new farming technologies. It's common knowledge that the UK farmers have encountered yield plateaus, with crops seemingly struggling to reach the promising yield potential. Whilst a yield plateau undoubtedly exists, data from farm consultant Stratton Parker shows that a significant gap between a 5-year yield average and those in the top 25%. This translates to 16% in wheat yields, which, even at the current low prices that we're facing at the moment, equates to £189 per hectare. While the cost of crop production in cereal crops in the UK generally varies in a reasonable narrow range on an area basis, variation in cost per tonne can be extremely wide, between fields, between farms and within fields. This is a result of variable yields. UK cereal crops are produced on some 3.2 million hectares, accounting for some 65% of the total cropping area in the UK, and are inevitably planted on a wide range of sites with differences in soil type, drainage, topography, aspect, field size and shape, and proximity to hedgerows and woodlands. Cereal production in the UK is undertaken in a maritime climate, frequently leading to shorter periods for crop establishment, husbandry, and harvest. Our weather variability is also one of the underlying causes for fluctuation in yields. In short, we grow cereals on a diverse range of sites with different yield potentials in a climate that can be highly variable both within and between seasons. This leads to a wide-ranging yield results in large differences in cost of production and profit. The consultancy group Andersons have given details on how differences in practices can be obscured by using averages to report crop performance. Let's consider a field of, say, 10 hectares with an average yield of 9 tonnes per hectare. Let's assume that because of the variation in soil type and position, 20% of that field produces just 5 tonnes per hectare. Let's call that poorer land. The average yield across the rest of the field is therefore 10 tonnes per hectare. Let's assume that the cost of operations of production, i.e. costs directly attributed to the growing of the crop, are as follows. The variable costs, £5.50 per hectare, and the fixed costs, £4.50 per hectare. So the total operational costs are £1,000 per hectare. With this background in our 10-hectare field, we see the overall contribution to profit in the poorer area is minus £900, and in the core area is plus £800. So despite the fact that over 80% of the field produces 10 tonnes per hectare and is clearly profitable, the overall result for the whole field could potentially be a loss. The UK winter wheat yields have, on average, remained in a range of 7.5 to 8 tonnes per hectare for many years, suggesting that this variability has long been with us. Yet it's this variability that offers significant opportunities for the UK cereal growers to improve the financial performance of their businesses. While cereal growers have limited control over pricing, they have more control over yield. The variability of UK cereal yields offer an opportunity to improve profits by A, improving management of the lower yielding area, and B, ensuring that the potential of the most productive land is not held back as a result of the poorer area. In some cases, the right decision may be to grow an alternative crop other than cereals. In other cases, it may be a different approach to, say, soil management or variable cost expenditure. Understanding the mosaic of cereal profit and loss by measuring the differences in yields and adapting the management of both the less and the more productive areas is almost as important as higher yielding varieties and other technological advances within the industry. Whatever the situation, detailed understanding of the field potential and managing the respective inputs is absolutely key. Likewise, a report from the agronomy company ProCam highlights the benefits of efficient management and using cost of production as a benchmark, with significant differences between the top and the bottom 25%. Studies also note that the size of operation is no indicator of performance, with some of the best-run small farms producing better margin than the large-scale farming businesses. Nick Myers from CropTec programme will be speaking in the opening speaker of the crop protection seminar later. As a supporter of the YEN, the Yield Enhancement Network, Adama is committed to working with all sectors of the industry to break through the barriers and close the gap between the theoretical yield potential and the actual yield. The aim of the YEN is to promote and share innovation in the arable industry, allowing us to understand how bigger yields can be produced. Members compete to establish new yield records, yields as close as possible to their land potential. Crops are analysed and benchmarked to find the cause of yield shortfalls in their yield, identifying how improvements can then be made. The best YEN yield this year was briefly a world record, with an incredible 16.5 tonnes per hectare, achieved, as we all know, by Lincolnshire world grower Tim Lammerman, a fantastic 82% of the land's potential. So what are the major concerns that Adama, as part of the crop protection sector, are wrestling with? Firstly, it's all about septoria. How to control septoria, which in warm, wet autumns and mild winters is now becoming a problem in virtually every wheat crop, irrespective of variety and sowing dates. Also, how to achieve control of blackgrass while growing a profitable and cost-effective cereal crop. Routine use of multi-site fungicides for septoria reduces the pressure on single target site fungicides such as azoles and SDHIs. Single-shot curative treatments should be taken as the last option. The thing to do after every other measure has been taken. Adama has worked with independent research organisations to demonstrate the role of key preventative chemistry in the fight against septoria. It has been shown that sequences and mixes based on the products such as Folpet not only help to extend the life of azoles and SDHIs, they also improve in-field performance and are conclusively increasing crop yields. It is well documented that herbicide-resistant blackgrass is present across many areas of England and has now also been detected in Scotland. Some degree of resistance occurs on virtually all farms on which blackgrass herbicides have been used at some point in the past. Basic farming principles must not be ignored when combating blackgrass, ensuring strategic crop rotation, judicious use of ploughing to ensure blackgrass is buried, whilst being careful not to bring up earlier problems back to the surface, delayed drilling, and a shift to spring cropping, and even the use of fallow and grass breaks. Detailed knowledge of fields is essential to pinpoint the worst affected areas. This allows direct action preventing seed return through burning off or hand roguing in blackgrass hotspots. Again, as with septoria fungicides, the blackgrass herbicide should be the last point in the decision-making process in an integrated control strategy to ensure that we retain the best efficacy for the products and also the chemistry for the long term. Using pre-emergence and early post-emergent herbicides, including the stacking of active ingredients in the soil, can contribute to significant integrated management. We also need to take good care of our herbicide portfolio, particularly as there is no doubt that there are no solutions within the pipeline. Water companies are turning their attention to residual herbicides, such as propyzamide, carbetamide in oilseed rape, as well as metazoclor. IPU has already been lost from cereals, although we as Adama have in recent years got a re-registration for chlortoluron at a lower use rate as a mixture in our product Tower. Adama is working with the industry on stewardship initiatives as well as developing our Water Aware app for smartphones and tablets. Growers and agronomists can use this tool to understand the risk of herbicide application and the effect on local water courses at any given moment. The Water Aware app is being demonstrated today in the Spray Technology Hub by myself at 2:50. Throughout this opening speech, I've highlighted the need for careful attention to detail, knowing the yield potential of each field and each part of field, and also taking a planned and integrated approach to the bigger issues such as septoria and blackgrass management. Being here at CropTec offers us a perfect opportunity to gain insight into the most advanced agronomic techniques and to hear from specialists within a wide selection of disciplines: crop protection, crop nutrition, soil health, plant breeding, and also precision farming. On behalf of my colleagues at Adama, I thank you for the opportunity for being headline sponsors of CropTec 2015 and to talk to you at the beginning of what I hope to be a very stimulating and thought-provoking day. I'm sure that in getting together, attending seminars, and joining in a spirited debate, we will learn a lot and leave inspired, ready to put new ideas into action. I look forward to seeing you all throughout the day, and I'll now hand you back to the chair to introduce the first seminar. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Alison, for that excellent presentation and for your endorsement of the CropTec concept and linking our seminar components together.